I've packed my stuff. I'm leaving. I've decided I've had enough. Track season is over, therefore there's no reason to stay in this godforsaken land. I'm out. Well, some of that is true. Today I'm going to talk through my track season as a whole, why it was so short and sweet. It started in May and it finished the first day into July, and there's a good reason for that. I'm going to talk about what I've learned, how I've had a lot of success, but I've also had some difficulties along the way, and I think that's really important. I never want to do that ever again. And I'm going to talk about how I think it set me up really nicely as a little springboard into what's next, which is very exciting actually, and I'll give you a little clue as to what's next before what's next. We're going away for 10 weeks altitude training in Flagstaff, and we're leaving tomorrow. But at the end of a track season, or at the end of any season, I think it's really important as an athlete to relax, take some easy days, and you know, put your feet up and don't do anything strenuous. So obviously we spent the last 2 days on our feet two-stepping at a festival.
Is that why you've got a hat on?
This? No. This is just my new hat.
Suits you.
Thank you. And before we get into the real meat of the video, I want to say a huge thank you to Skin and Meat for sponsoring today's video. More on them later. We should probably put these suitcases in the car because we need to check out in approximately 60 seconds.
Let's go.
You can take that one. Come on then.
Excuse me, ma'am.
You can load them up. I did all the carrying. Pretty good. I've already had 2 fingers, so that one's yours as well. I bought her 6. They're £1 each. Leg 1 of the journey on our way to Heathrow done, and we've got as far as Manchester. We're back home because I have a physio appointment with my amazing physio, Chris Brammer, and it would be silly to not see him the day before I leave because he is basically a magician. Any problem I have, he fixes it immediately. So I'm seeing him, we're killing a bit of time because we had to check out of our Airbnb and we're here now early, so I thought I'd start the track season summary here. And Daniel is going to host this section of the track season summary by asking me questions. Aren't you, Daniel?
Yeah, that was news to me.
Yep, well, I like to keep you on your toes.
Alright, so what's been your biggest learning of this track season?
I think not to set limitations on myself and to be brave. It's kind of 2 things, but I think they go together. Because I think at the start of the season, I wouldn't have predicted the set of results that I've got and the PBs that I've rewritten. And I think leading into my first track race back in Font-Romeu, a week before the night of the 10,000 metre PBs in Highgate, I had a bit of a wobbly when I spoke to my coach on the phone and he said that he wanted me to go with a 31:30 pacemaker. Now, consequently, there wasn't a 31:30 pacemaker, but I freaked out at the idea of that because I was comparing it to the fastest I'd ever run 6 years prior and thinking that's a whole minute slower. I can't do that. And I feel like I've come a long way since then. I also think, you know, looking back, like it was good that we changed the plan and I decided to kind of build into the race. But I think if I was presented with that challenge now, I'd react a little differently and be a bit more courageous and brave and tough. So yeah, I would say that is my biggest learning.
Alright, secondly, second question. What was your favourite race of the season?
Oh, that's a tough one because I enjoyed them all. Let's just whittle through so that I can remind myself.
You didn't enjoy all of them.
That's true. I enjoyed most of them. I never want to do that ever again. Let's just whittle through them to remind people. And all of these races, by the way, are on my channel. You can go back and watch all of them. Race number 1, night of the 10,000 metre PBs. 6-second PB, ripping the band-aid off, first track race in 2 years. Race number 2, 1,500 metres. I never want to do that ever again. Race number 3, that would have been the 5K at Watford, BMC. Took the dub, PB of 15:32 at the time. A few days later, we had Wimbledon 3,000 metres, 8:55, first time sub 9 in a very choppy race. A couple of weeks after that, 3,000 metres in Loughborough, 9:10, 4th place, wooden spoon, bit of a tactical faux pas. And the last race was the British Championships 5,000 metres. So I got 7 races in 6 weeks or something like that. I think it's a close one between the 2 5Ks I did, which is crazy because it makes me think my 2 favourite distances at the moment are the 5K and the marathon. And there's this gap in the middle of the 10K and the half where I'm like, yeah, I prefer the other 2. I think probably Watford, to be honest. I was tempted to say British Champs because it's more recent, but taking the win is special. It was so unexpected and there was no pressure on that race at all from myself. So to take the win and to take 12 seconds off my PB, I think it was. That was really good fun. You should watch that video if you haven't watched it yet.
Third question, number 3. How has this track season changed you, not just physically, but mentally?
Well, physically, I'm a faster athlete on paper, which is pretty cool. I also think physically it has prepared me for the longer distances coming up, because I'm a big believer in working on your speed over the shorter distances to help and aid then your speed over the longer distances being improved. I don't know if this is physical or mental, but I think I'm a little bit more tactically sharp, because putting yourself in back-to-back races, you know, trains that element. And I also think I am a little bit more relaxed and able to embrace the fun of racing again, which I didn't realise I'd lost sight of, to be honest. I think that 10K and the 1500 were both together really good reminders of letting the fun in and chilling out a little bit with the pressure I put on myself. You know, at Highgate, I felt like I didn't let the crowds in enough and benefit from that. And then after the 1500, I was, you know, upset to silly levels without needing to be. And after that, when I kind of let my hair down and said, right, I'm just gonna go out and have fun racing, the results took care of themselves. So I'm gonna take that one with me, I think.
Take that into what?
What I'm doing next, which is what this track season has prepared me for, and that is my next marathon. But before I tell you which marathon I'm doing next, actually I'm not going to tell you unless you hit that subscribe button right now. Click it with your little finger. It's completely free, and we are on our way to hitting 100,000 subscribers this year, which is a huge goal for us. We didn't think it would be possible, still might not be, but with your help, we could make it happen. So on your phone, taparoo, on your laptop, trackpad, click, computer, mouse, you get the picture, okay? Hit the little button that says SUBSCRIBE. Subscribe. I spelled it right, didn't I?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
I did, yeah, it was great.
He's a wizard, isn't he?
He's a wizard.
Got my marathon gym program ready. Got my fix for my slightly niggly Achilles, which we've caught very early, and I've got some good exercises for that, which are horrible, by the way. I don't know if you could see how horrible those exercises were.
They don't look horrible, that's the thing.
Yeah, they isometric holds. Devil's work, I swear. Leg 1 of the travel done. We are now at Daniel's parents' house, and we have our flight to Flagstaff tomorrow morning at 11, which isn't super early, but you still have to get up pretty early because, well, we need to get there, check in our 3 bags because we don't travel light. And yeah, it's always a little bit stressful getting ready to go away for these big trips, but I'm excited. Really looking forward to getting the work started for this next marathon that I'm doing. Why is it that you are always racking your brains for the things you might have forgotten when you're a 4-hour drive away from home and it's definitely too late? Like, I'm about to get ready to go to sleep for our flight to leave tomorrow, and I'm like, have I got this memory card? Did I pack that toiletry? Not helpful at this point. What will be, including my hat hair. I look like Elaine the Pain from Tracy Beaker. These are fabulous. I'm going to talk to you about what I am most excited about for this training camp coming up whilst getting ready for bed. So, for starters, it's going to be my longest training camp ever. I think my longest training camp before this one probably been like 5 and a bit weeks, which was probably a Flagstaff camp as well, I think. And I've been on a lot of 1 month, kind of 4 to 5 week training camps. I feel like I've gotten quite used to that length of time away and that length of time training at altitude, but this is going to be double that. That's exciting, but it's also a little bit daunting because I need to be careful not to overdo it. It's obviously so much harder to recover at altitude, but yeah, over 10 weeks, that's going to be even more so. But I've never been to Flagstaff in the summer before. So that's gonna be fun, not having to avoid the snow, but I am gonna have to be careful in the heat because it's not just gonna be altitude training, it's gonna be heat training as well. And the sun is gonna be pretty strong up there. And speaking of training in the sun, it's gonna be really important for me to protect my skin. I'm a molly gal, as you can see, and runners and sports people in general that spend a lot of time outdoors are at a higher risk of damaging their skin through UV exposure. So I've stocked up on my Skin and Me Daily Defense sunscreen, and I'm actually about to do my Skin and Me nighttime routine. So as I mentioned earlier, Skin and Me is sponsoring today's video. This is my daily doser. It's got my name on here, which is really cute. This means I don't get it mixed up with Daniel's. You just click, 1 day's use. I went down a big skincare hole a couple of years ago and decided I wanted to start taking care of my skin and used loads of different products, serums and different stages of a very long skincare routine, and I just never kept it up because it took too many steps and I didn't really know what products my skin actually needed or whether I was using the right ones. So what I love about Skin and Me is it's super simple. I'm literally done. Like, I've washed my face, applied my daily doser, I leave that for 5 to 10 minutes and then put my moisturizer on before bed. That's it. And whilst it's super simple, it's also specific to me, which I love. To get this individualized formulation they've created for me, all I had to do was fill out a really simple consultation online about my skin and kind of where I want to get to with it. And so for me, reducing breakouts and redness was my main goal, which is going pretty well. And interestingly, last month I got my IUD removed, so my kind of hormonal contraception. So I'm obviously experiencing some changes hormonally in my body. And I stupidly left this at home when we were away for 3 or 4 nights. I think we were down here. So I didn't use it for those 4 nights. And I got the first spots I've had since starting to use this months ago. I was so annoyed at myself as well because I was like, this is so self-inflicted. Got home, started using this again every night as part of my routine. Lo and behold, haven't had any spots since. And I've just been really impressed with them, to be honest. It arrives like clockwork every month and I just love how easy it is. And the amazing people at Skin and Me have given me a special offer for my audience if you use my code PHILYJULY, which is on screen now. You can also check them out by following the link in the description below. You can get your first daily doser with the use of my code for $4.99 instead of $24.99 ongoing. If you're interested in upping your skincare game and making it super simple, use my code and go and check out Skin and Me. I'm gonna leave this for a couple more minutes. It's nice and dry on my face before I put my moisturizer on. And then I have the joyous task of trying to get a decent night's sleep. I'm really not looking forward to jet lag. Do you know what I am excited about though?
What?
I am excited to get back into marathon training. Ready to put in a block of high mileage training in the wonderful world of Flagstaff in preparation for the Berlin Marathon. It's gonna be exciting. Berlin is a pretty cool city, and I've heard that that marathon's pretty fast. And it's also gonna be my first major. But with great training comes great recovery. And I've not even started the training yet, but I'm gonna start the recovery now because I'm gonna go.
Oh God, it's happened again. Morning.
Too early for this.
Hey, nowadays the pain follow me. Deal with trauma privately. I don't wanna be a burden, I handle things defiantly. Spent a decade searching for a higher power guiding me. Figured out that faith is not up there, that it's inside of me. Act with execution, what's a plan with zero action? Faced with bad habits, knowing it's a magnet to my imbalance. I'm somewhere between confidence and arrogance. The middle ground is treacherous, I work on getting out of it. Pops is looking down, I feel him every time the sun shines.
Oh dear. We are stuck, which is just what you want after a 10-hour flight, to hit standstill traffic where further down the road a lorry truck has caught fire and by the sounds of it started a fire, like a bigger fire. So they've said that there's no estimated time that they're going to reopen the highway. So far it's added an hour onto our journey. It's supposed to take 2 hours to get up to Flag. It's currently estimating that it will be 3. We've got an hour and 41 minutes left to go, but it just keeps getting worse. So we have warm water from the airport water fountains and no food. So Daniel is raiding the snacks that we brought for our friends.
They're not in your carry-on, babe.
We're trying to find the Jaffa cake because it's all we have.
I've got nothing left.
That's about the 16th or 17th fire truck we've seen go past.
Have fun, Daniel. Have fun, Philly.
Yeah, we'll do.
See you hopefully soon. I spy with my little eye something beginning with C.
Cactus?
Yeah.
I spy with my little eye something beginning with T.
Truck.
We're just so good at this game. We're moving!
Later. 7 p.m, which means it feels like 3 a.m. for us. But the good news is we didn't catch fire. So,
Nearly ran out of battery though.
Yeah, Jesus. I don't think I'll be running an electric car ever again.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What time did you wake up?
I woke up at 3:30.
Oh yeah.
And it's now 6:05. So just trying to stick to like the same schedule, you know, out the door, you know, 5 something, 6 in the morning, get the run in, and then, you know, sticking to that Andrew Huberman routine that I do as a, you know, very productive fitness influencer living my best life. I've cleaned the whole house, I've watered all the plants. Yeah, this is how we roll. This is normal. Jet lag not affecting me at all. And yeah, ready to go and rip it for 20 miles on this run. Not really. I got 5.5 hours sleep, and I'm feeling fresh because in theory, for us, it's like 2 p.m. right now. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the run goes. The legs are gonna probably feel a little bit blocky, if that makes sense. Like after you've been on a long flight and a long travel, like my little toes were like cocktail sausages last night. The plan this morning is see how I feel, run for as little or as long as I want within reason. My cap is 10 miles, so we're not doing a long run. If I feel really crappy, then I'll probably try and hit like 4, but in all honesty, I can see myself getting into it and loosening up and hopefully getting at least an hour in, like 8 miles. It's gonna be toasty. And how far are you gonna run this morning?
Well, coach has told me to run anywhere between 30 and 40 minutes.
That sounds like a really, really good coach you got there. Some really good advice.
She's a rubbish coach, Gus. She hardly coaches me. She's very hands-off coach.
That's not very nice.
Joking, she's great. 30, 40 minutes for me, and I'll can it if it feels bad as well. Like a bit like what Philly's doing. If it doesn't feel good, I'll just do it, and I'll walk whenever I need to walk as well.
Yeah, take walk.
Because I find it very difficult up here, especially in Flag. I was here for a month over Christmas, and I didn't even.
You know what you've got to do as well is be careful calling me a bad coach, because I am literally in charge of your plan. So maybe hill sprints are on the menu next week.
Absolutely not.
Well, you better start being nice to me then.
All right, let's go do this round.
How's that?
Good. Toasty. You?
Yeah, it was really nice actually. Mine didn't get too tasty because I only did half an hour. So.
A lot warmer in the second half.
Yeah, it's such a nice time to run, which
I
makes
know,
it sound
yeah.
that it's going to be like...
And like I could have cut down and done less, but I just wanted to do 10 because I was like, I was just really enjoying it, even though the body never feels amazing after travelling. I think the jet lag's going to help us out these first few days, avoiding the heat.
Absolutely.
And then after that, we're going to have to make a real effort. Daniel is just rustling up some pancakes for brunch because it's too early to have lunch, but it feels like 5 p.m. Jet lag is so weird. I really enjoyed my run this morning. I didn't take any music, I was just on my own, and it was an out and back, pretty basic route, but sometimes it's really nice to just be with your thoughts, especially after like a pretty chaotic and hectic long travel. It feels really good to be back in Flagstaff. I feel like there's a bit of a changing of the seasons in loads of different ways. Obviously the weather is a lot different to in the UK. It's like 30 to 35 this week, so getting up early thanks to jet lag is going to be good for the runs. Also, my track season has ended and I'm transitioning into a road season and getting ready to bump up the mileage, and the training stimulus will change. But with that comes like, I don't know if it's like a refreshed attitude or just like the feeling of one thing has ended and there's like a full stop behind it. and something else is starting. I was thinking about this block and how I'm going to be out here for most of it. Just how excited I am to get the hard work in and get into marathon mode. I'm looking forward to feeling really, really tired from marathon training. And I think there's something about training camps that just give me this new level of focus for training for a marathon and kind of gearing up for a key race that I really enjoy, but that also needs like a bit of a gap beforehand and a bit of decompression time afterwards. I've had that and it's been a while since I've trained for a marathon, so I feel ready to kind of rip it again. I should watch this back in a few weeks' time when I'm utterly exhausted, going to bed at 8 p.m, just getting as much sleep as possible and feeling just pretty tired and kind of ruined all the time, because that is marathon training. I'll watch this back and remind myself that I was looking forward to that feeling. Are my pancakes nearly ready?
Yeah.
Yes. And this is why I brought Daniel with me, see, because he makes pancakes. Amongst other things, you are pretty useful, actually.
I know.
And are you excited to be in Flagstaff for 10 weeks? You're actually the first time you're here with me on a whole training camp.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was here in Christmas and that was really nice, but again, it was a couple of weeks at the beginning that wasn't here. But I don't know, it feels really good. I don't know, it feels like there's a real community here. We've made lots of friends here over the last couple of months that you've been here over the winters and stuff, and I don't know, it just feels, it sounds corny, it feels like home.
Yeah. And we've got some exciting things coming up to tell you about soon. But first, I'm gonna eat my pancakes, which, well, they look pretty good. Thank you, sir. Please stick around and watch what I get up to on this training camp. And let me know what you want to see as well. I feel like training camps are a little bit of an alien thing to a lot of people, and it maybe just sounds like you're in a different place and doing your training, which is kind of is what you're doing, but it's a little bit more than that. So let me know in the comment section below, like, what you would love to see behind the scenes of, or an insight of, what a training camp entails. Oh no, I just dripped honey on my hat. That's pretty good.
Yeah?
Good. Don't forget to go and check out Skin and Me. The link's in the description below. If you want to simplify and improve your skincare routine, that's the place to go. And